Welcome to the Real Female Entrepreneurs. Today's guest reminds us that real growth doesn't come from chasing leads. It comes from starting conversations, showing up consistently, and making people feel seen. Yes, even in a digital world, guys. She's turning LinkedIn handshakes into genuine connections, improving that old school touches still win hearts and business. Get ready to build relationships that truly rule with Janice Porter. Welcome, Janice.
Thank you so much, Angel. It's my pleasure to be here. I'm excited.
I cannot wait to do a handshake in LinkedIn.
Yeah, we'll do that for sure.
Awesome. All right. Something had to happen to spark you to move in to become the LinkedIn expert that you are. Can you tell us what happened and moved your business or where you worked before?
Yeah, so my first life, I was a teacher and I taught school, always wanted to be a teacher, love kids, that kind of thing. And I did that for a long time. But the teaching profession here, where I am in Vancouver, BC, Canada, it got political and I didn't like the way it was going. And I not to mention that I started to feel hemmed in the same building at the same place, having lunch at the same time and all of that. And it got to me after a while. And so my next iteration was training in the corporate world, which was a little bit better in that I was a contractor. So I didn't have to go every day and clock in and whatever. I could pick and choose to a point, right? But that comes back to haunt you. And as a contractor, got laid off after many years, but it was a good run. But then what was I going to do? And I started to explore what I knew to be true, that I didn't want a job anymore. I wanted to do something for myself. And a lot of trial and error, a lot of networking, a lot of, I don't know if I can do this. No business skills, really. I was just a teacher by trade and never had to, contracting taught me that I had to keep track of, my money and the books and pay taxes by myself and all of this stuff that I hadn't done before. And I mean, I did pay taxes, but I think my husband must have looked after it at that point. Anyway, so I started in network marketing, and I'm sure we talked about you going on the marketing cruise. I'm sure there's a lot of network marketers on those cruises for sure. And I love that world, but it has its ups and downs too. And somebody introduced me to LinkedIn. It was kind of a fluke. It was like I went for a walk with a friend one day and I asked her about it. And she said, "Oh, you got to talk to this guy. This is amazing for business, blah, blah, blah." And long story short, after this person sat down with me for 2 hours and showed me the ins and outs of LinkedIn, back then, that was like 2011 or something. I started sharing it with my friends, and then a light bulb went on and I went, "Oh my God, I could teach this." Mm-hmm. That's how that started. That's really how it started. And then it's grown and developed and other things. And so then I combined my world of network marketing and LinkedIn because of the tool that I use, that I am affiliated with the company that sells this tool that I use. So, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm a total network marketing freak. I love network marketing. I actually started in network marketing as well.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's hard. It was hard for me in a way because I tried the health and wellness industry in network marketing, but it was never me. I did, everything from the beauty products to the drink products to everything. And it wasn't until I found the company that I'm still with after 17 years that I found my fit.
That is perfect. Do you want to tell us the company or no?
Well, I can. I just didn't want to put, the company is now called Promptings and promptings.com, but it was originally Send Out Cards. And so now it's Send Out Cards powered by promptings.com, right?
Yeah, but that all relates to what you do.
Exactly.
It's that connection. And once you have the virtual aspect of it, you can send something physically to them. I loved Send Out Cards, and I didn't realize they moved the name to Prompting. That's
apparently
amazing.
The story is that they couldn't get that name back in the day. And so it finally became available. So they changed everything. But Send Out Cards now has a digital component as well, which we didn't have in the day. So yes. So before this call is over, I will be asking you for your address because I want to send you a card. That's how I roll. Okay.
That is so sweet. But yeah, definitely. I mean, guys, if you've never been in a network marketing business, that is the best place to learn some basic skills to be an entrepreneur. 100%.
And it's a lesson in personal development.
Oh
Right?
my word. Oh my God. The personal growth that you
Yeah.
get from that to actually get you to become the entrepreneur you are is
Right.
amazing. You know what? I always look at it from the fact that people look at you and go, oh, well, I mean, that's what they do with me for the magazine. Oh, well, you had instant success. Okay, first off,
Yeah.
I wanted to do this 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And I just never did. And it was because of a network marketing company that featured me in a magazine that
Ah,
made doors open that I never had open before, was another reason I wanted to do this magazine for
interesting.
female entrepreneurs to be able to do that. So guys, network marketing is amazing. Some people don't like it. I understand.
Are you still involved in any network marketing companies?
My name's listed on one, but I don't participate
Got
as
it.
a whole.
Okay.
Yeah. Too much craziness going on right now.
Yeah, for sure.
And again, they changed. The whole company changed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they changed. So, I mean, they're a great learning tool. Sometimes they change, and when they change, it can change for the better, and it could change for, oh
Right.
no.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Yeah, it's not your business still. It's still, you're leaning on somebody else, which great. It's just,
Yeah.
yeah,
Always have multiple streams of income.
always.
Yeah.
Isn't that the key? You
Yes.
can't just have one.
No.
Mm-mm. Thank you for the honesty on that. But however, they both so mesh together.
They do. That's what allows me to. It took me a long time to figure that umbrella out, but that's where the relationship marketing piece came in for me.
Can you explain a little bit more? Because I want to know how you mesh,
Well,
if you don't mind.
no, I don't mind, but I mean, like, if someone asks me what I do, I say I'm a relationship marketing strategist. I help people build relationships using the online tool of LinkedIn and lots of ways to meet people, virtual networking on LinkedIn, and grow your business that way. And then I teach them how to nurture those relationships, stay in touch, stay in front of people by using an online greeting card and gifting system that does that for you. It sends real cards and gifts in the mail. And when you send someone a real card in the mail, a tangible touch, it takes them from their head to their heart.
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah.
it really does.
Yeah. So
That's
that's
amazing. I love the connection and how you intertwine them.
and thank you for asking.
Yeah, don't you find that sometimes it takes us a while to intertwine what all we have to put together
Yeah.
because we have different skills in
Yes.
different areas, and combining them and finding the niche that actually is pushed out to the world takes a little bit.
Yeah, it does. It does. But it's when it feels right,
Mhm.
right? Because then you can talk about it comfortably without having to have your infomercial ready or have your power, whatever they call them, different things in different networking groups. And I talk from what comes into my head that moment. So
It's more natural,
of
I think.
course, yeah.
All right. Tell me about a letter to your younger self. What would you tell yourself?
Well, if it has to do with two things came to mind for me with that question. One is about when you're young, you don't realize what you don't know, so learn as much as you can. So when I went into university, I was at a really good university, and it was and I knew I wanted to be a teacher, so I took the teaching program for 4 years. I regret that. I would like to have gone and taken the sort of general arts program and then gone into teaching. By then I would have learned more. And also, maybe by then I might have decided to be something else because there weren't that many options open to women at the time. So that. And then the other thing that I would say is believe in yourself and know that you can do whatever you put your mind to.
Whatever you put your mind to. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And don't you feel that learning, you talked about learning, don't you feel that is at never ending? We're
Oh, totally. I'm a lifelong. I watch Jeopardy every day, and I learn from Jeopardy, because if I don't know what something means or where that was, I'm looking it up at the same right after the show. I'm just a nerd for that. But anyway, I've always wanted to be on the show, but I don't think I retain enough information now to remember it, to be that smart anymore. But oh my God, it's so much fun. Anyway.
I can see you doing that. I cannot see me doing it because that
I'd
is
have to do buzzer training, I think.
I can probably get you like buzzer training. I'll buzz you, you answer.
Okay.
All right. What about a game changer? Something that you actually did in your business at you didn't think was going to work, but it did.
I think I would lean towards my podcast, because when I started my podcast about 5 or so years ago, I was kind of talked into it, and I said, no, I can't do that. And my friend, who had been podcasting for another 5 years before that, she was one of the early adopters. And she then went on to have a company that produces podcasts, which still produces mine, actually. But she had faith in me that I could do it. I loved to talk, and I'm very curious. So for me, it was a good fit, as opposed to writing blogs or, going that route. And and I'm now just recorded today, episode 348. So I know that what it's done for me is it has opened, not opened doors for me, but broadened my horizon of people in my world. Some people come and go, and others become relationships that have endured, and they bring me business in different ways. And when I interview someone on my podcast, quite often they become a client. Not everybody, or I help them get somewhere with somebody and introduce them to somebody. But I just love it as a tool for my business, as well as highlighting and spotlighting other people.
Yeah, I just love spotlighting other people. And isn't that like one of the most fun things, because you just get people, yeah.
Totally. I love it. Nina, our mutual friend who introduced me to you, she was a guest on my podcast before Christmas, a couple months before Christmas. And she has started a podcast now. And I gave her lots of hints and tips. And I know she's going to do really well with it, because she's so vivacious and energetic with talking to people too. She definitely loves doing that. So I think it's going to be good for her too.
She's extremely vivacious. I love her, but she's a dancer. I mean, I'm a dancer too, so I totally get it.
Yeah, she oozes charisma. Pardon me?
Different types of dance for sure.
Yeah, no, she oozes charisma, and exactly, she's exactly where she should be, because she's teaching people how to be more confident.
Yep.
Yeah,
and they go hand in hand. Totally. They really do.
Yeah,
they really do. All right. No filters here. I need a full confession from you. Okay. What is the one thing you wish that entrepreneurs would kick to the curb and stop believing?
And stop believing?
And stop believing. They cannot believe it anymore. I mean,
stop pitching me. Stop pitching. Please. Don't open your mouth and start telling me all about you. Open your mouth and show some interest in who you're talking to. Better, I don't know who said this, but it's better to be interested, not interesting. Oh, I sort of know who said it, but I can't remember now.
That is definitely one of your quotes for putting in the magazine.
Okay. Yeah. Be interested, not interesting. I'll get you the exact quote, but yes. And who said it, because it's a good one.
Yeah, because you know what? They think they have to go out there and constantly like pitch and like try, like everybody is ready for them.
Yeah.
No,
And I mean, I get it every day in emails. I took a look at your LinkedIn profile or at your website, and you need this. I never asked you, who are you? Right? Yeah.
yeah, I'm usually a delete girl at that point.
I do
Delete.
that too. Yes.
I
Sometimes
log
I like to
in.
play and just say, did you read my profile? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, no, I don't play. I don't have time to play, so
There's
no.
that. And I know you don't.
They
Yeah.
don't get that. They don't get the play side of angels. All right. Let's talk about balance and life. I mean, you've been as an entrepreneur a while like me. I mean, I've been an entrepreneur since I was 19, so I
Oh, yeah.
totally get it. So, tell me about balance. How you balanced it back when and how has it changed? Because I mean, you had a family, you have grandchildren, you told me now, correct? What? Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
yay,
Yeah.
yay. And how are you balancing all of that?
I don't think it ever balances really evenly. You do what you need to do when you need to do it. And sometimes that might mean, like today, it is 1:30 here, almost 1:30 here. And I have to pick my granddaughter up for 3 o'clock at school today. And I'm thrilled that I get to do that. So I juggle around it, right? If it means I have to um, answer a few emails later after dinner tonight, fine, that's okay. Like I'll work when I need to work and I, it's not that I feel like I get to choose. It doesn't mean that I'm, you know, as successful as I'd like to be all the time, but you do what's important. That's what I think. And sometimes it also means, um, I don't know, I tend to work a lot, but, right. But that's because I enjoy what I'm doing.
Right.
Right. So some of my friends go to lunch every day and they say, why aren't you coming with us? Why aren't you retired? And I'm like, because what would I do? I'd be spending money and I enjoy helping others. And um, I just get pleasure out of it. And it keeps my mind stimulated. That's to me is really important. I don't want to lose that edge. Right.
Thank you for saying that because I really believe that when we fully retire, some things happen.
Mhm.
And if we just stay active, especially our mind, I mean, we just can literally go on and on because we're there, supporting other people and giving, lessons that we've learned along the way as well.
Yeah,
And
I love that term of, sharing your wisdom because that's where I feel like I am, and I love to do that and to see others um, come back and say, "Hey, you were right. Thank you for that," or whatever, because it feels good to do that. But that being said, I find it interesting talking to young people too, and how they do think differently than we do. I really do believe that.
Mhm.
Yeah. So yeah, hopefully I answered your question.
Yeah, you did. I want to go back a minute though, because you said one of my favorite all-time words. And you don't probably even realize you put it in the sentence. You said, "I get to."
Oh, okay.
That is, like, one of my favorite all-time words. "I get to," because you get to decide every single day how to balance your life and if
Yeah,
you want it balanced or not
yeah.
even.
Yeah, it's true. I'm starting to feel that, and it's taken me a while because I'll give you an example. I love to play bridge, and my husband and I, that's one of the very few things we do together. We play bridge, and that you have to have a sharp mind, and I forget things. So we play online sometimes, and then we'll go play it, at a bridge club or whatever. So this woman that I met last year at a bridge tournament, she reached out to me, and she's older than me, and she's still playing bridge. And she said, would you be my guest and come and play bridge with me at the golf club? And I said, oh, I'd love to. Let's see when. So there's certain, days of the week that they play at that club. And it's a Tuesday. And I'm like I'm working and I don't really think I can take that whole day. It's most of the day. It's 4 hours or 5 hours. So I'm like, should I do this? You know what? I want to do it. So I'm not going to do it every Tuesday, but I'd love to do it. Let's book that day off and let's just do it. And I did. And it felt so good. So I'm sort of leaning into, I don't have to work as much as I was because there's other things I would like to experience and do. And that's been fun. I've done it a couple of times now.
Okay, I'm jealous. I don't think I could get the hang of bridge.
Well, did you play cards when you were young, a
Go
kid?
fish, maybe. That was
What?
it. Go fish, maybe.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
it.
No,
Yeah,
see, I
no.
grew up playing cards, and so if you have played certain cards and you have card sense, it's not that difficult. But it's a challenge sometimes, but you're always learning something new. So that's what I like.
And I don't know what is it, Mahjong or whatever?
Mahjong.
Yeah, that's popular as well, right?
Yes, it is. And my girlfriend plays Mahjong, tried to teach me once, but I didn't like it. It's more like Rummy, the Rummy card game, like, gin Rummy. And bridge is like, there's nothing to compare it to. It's completely different to Rummy. You're not collecting all the sevens and all the, whatever. You have to figure out a way to make the hand work. And so for me, I took to it more. And my husband's playing, so that's even more important. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's something for you guys to do, and I
Yeah.
mean, that's a necessity, is finding something to do together.
For sure.
All right, let's give some advice to the entrepreneur out there who's like, "Okay, I am just ready to throw in the towel. I'm over. I've had it." What would you suggest?
Well, first of all, why? Do you know why? Right? What are your reasons? What's not working? Sometimes that happens when we get overwhelmed because we're trying to do it all ourselves. I'm guilty of that because I'm a control freak and I don't really like to give away stuff to do. However, some of that's necessary. And if you want to, grow your business, and maybe you're not being honest with yourself. Maybe you're not doing what you should be doing, what your passion really is. I don't know. I mean, or seek advice. Look for, like, I'm not a coach. I'm a trainer, teacher. So I'm not one that's used coaches all through my, career, but I think sometimes some people need some coaching. And so it doesn't hurt to see, to seek out some advice that way. And because you shouldn't be doing something you're not having fun doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. Having fun is the key. I mean, it should be your passion. It should be your calling.
Exactly.
What is your reason that you're here?
Yeah.
There's a reason you're here.
Exactly. Yeah. What are your gifts and are you using them? Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, you're a teacher at heart. You've always been a teacher. I always said I wanted to be a teacher, but not the real kind.
I love it. Not the real kind.
Not
Good.
the real kind. I don't think I could have did that.
Yeah.
I probably, like you said, like, it's that structure of it. I would be like, "Oh, I don't think so."
Yeah. And yet I am a lot left brain. So, a lot of what I do is left brain and you need that in a traditional setting. But you know what? I'm learning all over again watching my granddaughter who's 6. And she said to me the other day, I said, how I was helping you, Amara, with your mixing up her B and D letters. And I gave her a little mnemonic thing to remember. And she said, how do you know that, Grandma? And I said, well, I used to teach grade 1. You're in grade 1. I said, I used to teach this to other kids. Really? Yeah. So, they don't see you in any other light, but yeah, it's fun teaching again. Yeah.
All right. Talking about light, give us a sneak peek into the future and shed some light on what's going on in your world.
Well, I think I sort of did give you a sneak peek. I think I'm starting to back away from working every single day. I don't work 8 hours a day. There it is again. I get to choose as much as I can. I mean, once I commit to something with somebody, I don't cancel unless it's something of a God forbid, right? But I mean, I'm committed to what I do, but I just choose the times that I do it, and I don't travel a lot, so I'm here, So I want to be doing as much as I can, but I also want the option to say, you know what, we're thinking about going on a cruise actually in the fall. So maybe I'll take some time off then. So it's going to lessen. It's going to, it's going to be more, I don't know, it's going to be more streamlined, I think would be the best word. I'm not quitting. I'm not retiring. I don't like that word. No.
Yeah, that's never going to happen.
No. I love it when I see people still going strong.
It's one of my favorite things to do. I love interviewing women in their 80s who are still building.
Vibrant, right?
Oh, God, vibrant, building a business,
Yeah.
on and on and on. And I mean, I believe I'll be 90 before I said, well, maybe I should just like go somewhere and retire or go have fun a little bit, but not totally leave.
No, we have to look after ourselves so that we can do that. That's really it. Right.
I might poke my head in an hour a day and go, you guys doing good? Okay, good. Bye.
Yeah. Yeah. If it can run by itself, absolutely. Yeah.
Yep. All right. Tell us something unexpected about you that we wouldn't think you would have done.
Can I say two things?
You can say anything you want.
One is that I was on Wheel of Fortune.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did you win? What happened?
No. It was the very beginning, is like the early 80s. So I'm going back a long way. It was back when the nighttime show, which I was on, had just begun. And so if you remember, if you're old enough to remember, they used to have a revolving stage with all the prizes on it that you could win. You didn't just win money. And they had, every time there were 3 puzzles and the bonus round, right? That was it. There was no, the wheel that, and everything. So I won the first puzzle. I lost my turn in the second puzzle. And the third puzzle was this big, long phrase. And I think my turn was second, and I got on a roll, and I was answering, I was guessing letters and and I won. There was a car that I could have won that came into the mix. And then they cut to commercial in the middle of my turn. So now we're turned around and I'm like, oh God, what is that one word I can't think of? There's one word that was stumping me. And we came back and I kind of choked, I think, because I asked for a letter that was the wrong letter that, of course, I lost my turn. And I had turned over most of the letters. And this guy beside me, who was a bit of a dolt, he didn't get it. And then the other girl, pregnant, giggly, whatever, she got the last few letters. And the puzzle, to this day, I will never forget, because it's an old Jewish expression. And my mother was in the audience and knew it. And it was from your mouth to God's ears. It was in Fiddler on the Roof. I heard them say it in that movie. From your mouth to God's ears. So I didn't win my fortune. I won a bunch of prizes, but the girl that ended up winning to the bonus round, she didn't, none of us won a lot because of me messing that up. But anyway, so
okay. Yeah, so, I can see your mother.
Oh yeah, yeah, totally. And anyway, so it was fun. And then the second thing that, if you know me, you wouldn't think I would ever do is I went to this personal growth work week-long getaway in California, and there's many ropes challenge kinds of events that they do in these things. And the one thing that I did that I never thought I would do is I climbed this 50-foot pole. Now you're supposed to stand up on the top of the pole and grab like a trapeze thing to go down. You're all harnessed and everything. I couldn't do that because I'm afraid of heights. So the fact that I got up to the top of the pole and then I had to let go to be belayed down, right? It was like the scariest thing I've ever done in my life.
Oh, I wouldn't have been able to do it. I can tell you that now.
But you know what? I did almost got the whole thing. My daughter, several years later, through basketball, went to something. They had this whole thing. They had a 50-foot pole. She had to climb up and do the thing. She was a scaredy cat. She only did it because I had done it. But she did it one step further. She said, if my mom can do it, I can do it. And so I was so proud of her that she did it and she did the trapeze. So for me, it was all worth it in the end.
Yeah. You didn't have to finish it. She did it.
That's right. Sorry it took so long to answer that question, but yeah.
Why? I think that's so amazing. I am like, okay. First off, I would never do that, but oh my God, both of those were just so phenomenal. I like unique things that nobody else has
Yeah.
done. And
Yeah.
those are really unique. Mhm.
Thank you. That's fun.
All right, let's pump up some volume here. Give me
Okay.
a song or song that you like.
Well, when you asked about I forget how you worded it. What was you said pump up anthem. So for me, I think the one that came to mind right away was the fight song by Rachel Platten, right? Yeah, that song just really, and I remember it from those kinds of events that I've been at. So it really gets you going.
Definitely pumped up. All right, book or books?
Okay, so the first one I had to cheat because it really wasn't his book that I read. It was the CDs and the videos and the which were kind of remakes, I think, which is Jim Rohn. Jim Rohn was one of the most amazing personal growth leaders ever, and from a network marketing standpoint, for sure. So I would say Jim. I used to listen to his CD in my car every day, and then later came the book by the owner of Send Out Cards, Cody Bateman, and it's called The Power of Human Connection. So it's sort of my mantra around, building relationships and sending out to give, not to get, and the unexpected card, the power of it.
Yeah, when I get a card from somebody, I'm just like, oh, that is so sweet.
Yeah.
And I love that. I think that's amazing.
And especially if you weren't expecting it, it wasn't your birthday, it wasn't Christmas, right? Whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just because.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right, words to live by, a quote or quotes.
Okay, so my most famous and favorite quote has to do with all of that giving and connection and whatever, and it's by Maya Angelou, and you've heard it a million times. People will forget what you say, people will forget what you did, but they'll never forget how you made them feel.
You know what? And I believe that 100%, especially doing this, because you have a podcast as well and you interview people, and that super connection and how you make them feel. Don't you think that's the key to everything?
Totally. But I learned something new today. Actually, I was interviewing a gentleman this morning for my podcast, and I had heard him speak somewhere else. And I wanted him on my podcast because I wanted to learn from him as well. And he's all about visual leadership and visual leadership. What was the other word? Visual communication. In that you talk in pictures or in give them something to see and they'll remember it better. And I don't do as well telling those kinds of stories as he's just a genius at it. And so I think that's really important to for me to start learning, is to have people be able to visualize what I'm talking about. And I'll give you one little thing from it that just was brilliant. So he talked about, picture yourself sitting in a car. And wait, I got it written down so that I can remember it. Where is it? And the rear view mirror is the past. The windshield is the future. And the dashboard is what's happening right now.
Oh.
And he says he has a lecture on that for his university students and in a course that he teaches, because he says, you think that's a 5-minute deal, but it really isn't. And he can expand on it so much, but it made so much sense when he said that.
Yeah, and so you did, when you were explaining your unexpected, the way you were, I mean, I felt like I was on the trapeze with you, the way you actually, were telling it. And so, yeah.
Oh, so maybe I do it more than I think I do. Thank you for that.
Yeah, there was a few things. I'm like, I was engrossed in it going, okay, yeah, I can see that literally happening.
Okay, that's really good for me to hear that. Thank you so much. So yes, it's things, if you're so passionate about something and you're not having to think about what you're saying, that's when it comes out the most.
It comes out natural in who you are.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yep.
that's good.
That visualization. All right. Let's talk about a superpower for just 24 hours. That's all you get it for. What would you do?
Superpower. Oh, okay. So I think my superpower actually is curiosity, because curiosity takes me many places. So I do have a story about that. Do I have time?
Yeah.
Okay. So my husband golfs. So he goes to the golf course one day with his friend, and they get hooked up with another couple from Australia, and they're partnered, for the round on the golf course. So he said he came home and he said they had a really nice day. He said, we met this really nice couple that we golfed with from Australia. I said, oh, great. Where in Australia are they from? What are they doing here? Why are they? He said, Janice, I just golfed with them. I said, yeah, but you spent 4 hours with them. You know nothing. That's not me. Okay. I can sit in an airport, in an airplane seat next to somebody in 5 minutes, I know their life history, because I'm curious, and because I ask questions, and because I want to know more, and because I sometimes can, build on what they've said to ask them something else that's more interesting. And, oh, why would you ask me that? That's so interesting, so on. So I think that's my superpower.
And you're trying to get to the real storytelling of it too. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
all so yeah, that's why you were so intrigued with his
Yes.
visual
Yeah.
storytelling, is because you inherently do it and you don't realize it.
Yeah, I don't. That's really interesting. So I'm
Yeah,
going to pay a bit more attention to that, actually.
yeah, like curiosity. That's
Yeah.
perfect.
So it's I think it is my superpower. I think I cheated with your question because you wanted to know if I could I fly, or could I do something like that. First of all, I get airsick, or I get dizzy when I'm up in heights. So it wouldn't be flying, but it might be. I mean, superpower would be to go into someone's brain and see what they're thinking. That might be fun,
Still
because I'm curious.
curiosity.
Yeah.
Still curiosity.
Still curiosity. Exactly. Yeah. Okay. There you
All
go.
right. Motivation on demand. Okay, we all get down a little bit. What do you do?
To get motivated?
Yeah, if you're like, okay, I'm running low on motivation here. I just don't want to do this. Do you walk away and do you do something, or what do you do to get motivated?
My first instinct is to go call somebody that would have that. I think it was Jim Rohn that would have that radio dial that was Michael Logier, that if someone calls you and they're going to be that depressing person, don't answer it if you're down, right? So someone who would have the WIFIFM dial right up. What's in it for me? Someone who would motivate me would be someone who would listen to me. And so that would be the first thing. The second thing might be to go shopping.
Oh, fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I like to walk away if I'm not getting it, and then
Yeah.
I'll come back to it. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Shopping's fun, especially deals. I like shopping deals.
Oh God, I don't have the patience for that, but
I
yes,
do. I do.
that's good.
All right.
No, just kidding.
Wait, what?
Are you Jewish?
Everybody thinks I am, but I'm not.
No. Okay.
All right. All right. What is the best way for our audience to stay connected with you?
Two things. One, they can go to my website, janiceporter.com, and find me there and see what I'm all about. And two, they can find me on LinkedIn, and I'm easy to find. Just Google, search for Janice Porter. And please, if you do, let them know let me know that where you found me, being the Real Female Entrepreneur, and this wonderful podcast with you, Angel. And yeah, and I'll be, they'll find me either of those ways, and reach out. Yeah, by all
And
means.
don't you have some resources on your website too?
I do. I have a free ebook on my website, and it is about my real, see that with R.E.A.L, real connection system that I have outlined in this ebook. And basically it's all about the getting your LinkedIn up to snuff, learning about how to show appreciation and all the things in between. And it's on my website at janiceporter.com / hashtag real, REAL, lowercase. Is it hashtag? Yeah.
Backslash.
Dr. Thorpe. No, not the backslash hashtag real.
Real. Okay. Awesome.
Thank
Awesome.
you.
Thank you. I was
Mhm.
like, backslash, right?
Yeah, no, yeah,
Backslash,
forgot the backslash.
hashtag real. I
Yeah.
like that. All right. So, do you mind giving us a mic drop moment of something that we didn't talk about that you'd love to share with our audience?
A mic drop moment. Well, I didn't think about the answer to this. However, the thing that comes to mind is actually when I was speaking on a stage, and I was asked, I think it was back in 2019 before everything started, or it might have been 2020 actually. I went to Salt Lake City because I'd been asked by the owner of our company, Send Out Cars, to come and do like a 30 to 40 minute presentation / training on LinkedIn for all of the people in the room. There were a couple of thousand people there, and I was paranoid and petrified because, everybody gets mic'd up, and the lights and the cameras, and some of the people that were doing the keynotes and some of the other presentations, they were really pro at it. They really were. And I wasn't. And like, I remember being backstage and watching the woman that went on ahead of me get mic'd up, and she had these beautiful hoop earrings on, and they put one of those mics with the thing here, and clearly more important than I was. Okay. Because she was a professional speaker, and she looked gorgeous, and she had her heels on and a sheath dress, and out she went. She was lovely, by the way. And then I had to follow her, and I was starting to feel like, oh my God, I couldn't wear heels anymore. So my shoes were a little bit flat, and therefore you don't feel as, professional. And when the guy was putting on my mic and stuff, I couldn't wear my earrings because it got in the way of the kind that he was putting on, things he was putting on me. And I'm like, what? And what am I, chopped liver? Right. So I had to take my earrings off. But anyway, once I got out on the stage, it was fine. And I remembered to look for someone I recognized in the audience and speak to them. And it actually went really well. And it felt like I could have done a mic drop at the end, because it went well, and everybody commented after and, cheered me on. So yeah, that's what came to mind when you said that.
Yay!
Yeah. You need to do those things to get out of your comfort zone, because then it just expands your comfort zone, right?
Yep. That's it.
Yeah.
All right,
So that was
Janice.
good.
I loved having you on. You're so much a storyteller and a curiosity queen. Thank you.
Thank you to you. You were so easy to talk to. Thank you so much, Angel.
Yep. Loved having you as a guest. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Female Entrepreneurs Magazine. I hope you found inspiration, actionable tips, and a sense of connection with our incredible community of driven women. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, leave a review, and share the episode with fellow entrepreneurs who are ready to elevate their game. Remember, your success is just the beginning, and we're here to support you in every step of the way. Until next time, keep shining, keep thriving, and remember, you have the power to create the business and life of your dreams. Stay inspired, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.